Welcome to Fitness Pro Chat by Fiterobic. If you're looking to improve your health and well-being to lead a healthy, fit, and fulfilling life, whether you're an amateur or a professional athlete, this podcast is for you. We'll dive deep into the world of health and wellness, backed by scientific evidence, by bringing in expert advice, practical tips, and inspiring stories through our insightful interviews and engaging discussions. Now, on to the show.
Hi, I am Alok, and I'm your host at Fiterobic. Welcome to Fitness Pro Chat, the podcast by Fiterobic. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Sunil Shetty, the fitness expert and ultramarathoner. Sunil is a well-known face in the fitness community and has some remarkable records to his credit, including being a finisher at 100K, 24-hour, 36 hours, and 48-hour races. He has been a podium finisher at multiple running events. Sunil, along with his wife Sangeeta, holds record for first couple in India to run 100-kilometer, 24-hour races, 36-hour, and 48-hour races. He is also the brand ambassador for some of the leading running events in India. Let's join Sunil for an engaging discussion today. Welcome, Sunil, to our Fitness Pro Chat today.
Hi, Alok, and thank you very much for having me here. Of course, I'm also looking forward to a good interactive session today with you.
Perfect. So, Sunil, well, it seems we are in for a fitness marathon today. So, without wasting much time, let's get started with an engaging discussion. So all of us are eager to learn how and when did you start your fitness journey and why did you choose running?
My journey started in March of 2003. So this is actually my 20th year into running. And the reason I started running is, of course, I was overweight. I was almost 100 kgs of weight. I'm in a corporate life, traveling 10-15 days in a month across the country, staying out of hotels, eating all the hotel food for, breakfast, lunch, dinner, for 10-15 days a month. Obviously, those are the main reasons why I put on so much of weight. And obviously, I wanted to shed that excess baggage what I was carrying, and I felt running was the easiest of everything, all other physical activities I felt.
Yes.
Reason being, you can go wherever you're traveling, you can just go out and run. You just need a decent pair of shoes. That's all what you need. And of course, even after 20 years, I still believe running is one of the easiest of the physical activities to start, whether it's for fitness, for health reasons, or anything you say. So that's exactly where it started.
Perfect. I would say this could be a great starting point for many of us who actually are trying to start or get into running or who look forward to different runners out there early morning on the roads to get into fitness activities. Another one for you. So COVID actually has put the focus back on the importance of staying fit. And every one of us really feel right now that it's important to stay fit and healthy. So how do you think people can adapt to a fitter lifestyle without spending a lot of money or getting into buying stuff that they may not really need or that may end up in some corner of their houses?
Oh, you're right, Alok. Pandemic, taught us many things. Apart from getting into a fitter, a healthier lifestyle, there were a lot of learnings. And I'm sure, all of us, even right now, also we are learning so many things. Maybe most of us, we felt when people who are involved in outdoor activities, whether this is the end of it or how do we take this forward. I think most of us, we looked out at options, how best to utilize this time. You're working from home or you're inside the house most of the time, bearing the bare necessities, you go outside. And running obviously stopped. That's not possible. And I'm not somebody who likes to go indoor running. In fact, I'm also against indoor running as such. But then, something had to be done to stay fit. And obviously, health and fitness were top priorities during a pandemic, so that you don't contract COVID-19. And the way I started is I started doing stair workout. I still didn't have to go outside the building. So the stairs is something I started doing 3 days a week. The other 3 days I started with indoor workouts. I mean, though I've been, my fitness journey started almost 20 years back. But I have, not even a single day I had worked out indoor in this long journey. So it was always I used to go 2 to 3 days a week to the gym. And forced to work indoors, initially didn't know much what to do out. There are some basic equipments, better to buy it and get it at home. That's exactly how it started. And the first one is I fixed a pull-up bar in the house, bought a couple of dumbbells of various weights, kettlebell, ab wheel roller, resistance band. Some of the, as I said, basic things which basically, yeah, bare necessity, at least to have. I won't call it as an indoor gym. I'm far away from that, but it does help me to work out at least. For me, uh, uh, I get that satisfaction, only if I work around 1.5 to 2 hours. That's how my workout schedules are. So that started with 3 days of indoor workout, 3 days of stairs, and yeah, I never felt the need, to go off for a run. I know, many of them still were going in the dark for their runs and all, but I never missed a single day. To be honest, I never missed even a single day, that I'm missing my runs or anything, because whatever I wanted, I could get out of that way.
Perfect, perfect. I think that would definitely give all of us a lot of insights into how we can utilize a lot of smaller stuff, especially when it comes to fitness. All of us has this mindset that gym is the only place that we can get fit. Home never comes on top of our heads that we can even get fitter at home. Most people have, I would say, in some way or the other, they have adopted these days where they climb stairs,
Yeah.
and then they practice it almost on a daily basis. And some of this really helps to help with endurance or stamina building. So I'm sure if you could please talk more on how actually stairs can doing stairs exercises can also help people to build up their stamina and endurance, especially for the runners, because you have been, I would say, an iconic runner for so definitely I would want to listen from you on how stairs can help runners.
Actually, we most of us we ignore the importance of stair workout. Yeah, it definitely helps in building endurance and stamina, and also the elevation gain what you get. So what I do and I advise people of, everybody is not very comfortable climbing the stairs, irrespective of whatever the number of floors they have in their building and all. So I suggest people, one of the best ways to do it is you climb up, while coming down, maybe you take this lift or the elevator. That's what I tell people. One thing which has to be noted is, most of the injuries which happen. People do speak about, even stair climbing can lead to injuries. It's nothing but something you're doing on a hill workout or something like that. But what people don't understand is most of the injuries happen when you're climbing down the stairs or when you're coming down the hill or coming down the incline. That's where, if you're climbing a hill or an incline or a stairs, the chances of injuries is very, very rare in that. So that's something people need to keep in mind. So the other mistake most of them they do is, when they are coming down the stairs, they tend to run faster or walk faster. That should be avoided. That's where, that's a sure recipe for your knee injuries and all. So when you're coming down also, the landing should be soft. Come slowly. Let your heart rate come down, because when we climb the stairs, obviously the HR goes up. So take it as something as a recovery when you're coming down, rather than rushing down fast. as I said earlier, the best way is take an elevator and you come down and then you keep climbing up. That's one of the best way. It's actually one of the best workouts to do. If somebody can incorporate it once a week in their weekly training schedule, nothing like it.
Great, great, great. Like that's like a great advice, especially for the starters, because most people start with stairs and then they combine coming down on the stairs as well, which actually causes injury and then also pulls back on consistency. Here's one on the consistency, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of insights to share on this. Like one of the biggest challenges to staying fit is lack of consistency, and it happens even to, I would say, some of the most professional athletes as well. Because of various other challenging schedules. So most people start, but somewhere down the line they miss the bus. It would be great if you could talk more about what keeps you motivated to go out and run and work out every day. You talked about 6 day schedule sometime. We definitely want to understand your workout schedule. What keeps you motivated to go out and perform workout activities?
Yeah, consistency is the key. Like, if you're not consistent, that's where the trouble starts. Not just in fitness or running, but anything in life you take it up as and if you're not consistent enough, that's where the trouble starts. I typically advise even a 5 day schedule is good enough. Not necessarily one has to do 6 days a week. You have time people like me do of course 6 days a week. Getting remain. Motivation is something that has to come from within. Is what I would say. Yeah, it's not. I don't look out for outside motivation. No, not that there are not enough inspiring people outside. But for me, it comes from within, and that's exactly what I advise others also. Don't look out outside. It has to come within. It should be one of the priorities for you in life. The way we have so many priorities in life, whether it's profession, family, various other stuff, and all, education, career, and all. Fitness is also one of the topmost priorities for us. And however busy you could be, taking out 45 minutes, 4 to 5 days in a week, I'm sure, any one of us can get that done. I do travel, even in my current profession, I travel quite a lot. There are times I travel 15 days in a month, I'm outside. But irrespective of that, I'm still someone who will find that 1 hour to 1.5 hours time and go out from either the run or maybe I'll go hit the hotel gym, any one of it. So that's something. I still firmly believe it's everything to do with being consistent.
Awesome. I would say that's really great to hear from you, because I know, most people aspire to reach, for say, 4 to 5 days, and then you are doing it 6 days consistently every day. And as you said, it needs to come from within. Yes, I definitely would agree to that. It needs to come from within. And I'm sure, a lot of people would be reaching out to you when you post all these pictures on Instagram or Facebook for tips and what keeps you going. Any say interesting incident where that comes to your mind that you want to share with everyone?
No, you're right. I do get DMs on a daily basis, in fact, and I do reply to all of them. Maybe sometimes, if I'm too busy with my travel or something else, I may take a day. There could be a delay by a day, but otherwise, I'm someone who on the same day, would reply to most of these queries and all. But people trying to understand, or people trying to gain some knowledge, or trying to take tips is very much understandable. When I was very new in my initial years, when I used to reach out to some senior people asking for tips and all. But unfortunately, people are more interested in how to get a six-pack abs and all. So those are I agree. Why people are obsessed. So I have a decent app, but I'm not someone who's obsessed about it. It just happened maybe accidentally due to my workouts and all. But I don't think that obsession is needed. I mean but most of the questions do come on that, and then people will ask whether to get good abs, you're not supposed to eat so and so thing. You're not supposed to have enough salt intake, water, beer, whatever. I mean, a lot of myths associated also, for having these abs and all. And I tell everyone, I eat everything, I drink everything, and I do whatever I want. So I don't follow any of those guidelines, to have decent abs.
Awesome. I mean, just a pick up from that itself. So, how does the nutrition looks like, especially you being running ultra marathons and then doing say 100K? So, what sort of nutrition do you feel someone who is aspiring to be part of that community to run 100K say in 24 hours or 36 hours? What kind of nutrition or how should they plan their nutrition towards such events?
Well, I firmly believe and I firmly advise also people when your home cooked food is the best food. Nothing can even come closer to that. There's no reason to also go for supplements and all. I'm not someone who also take supplements and all. Not because I don't believe. I mean, supplements are good. Obviously, they are good. But provided you need them. I mean, it's no requirement. It's no. I mean, just because the products are available in the market, or you see your friends are consuming some either protein supplement or some other supplements and all. Just don't go after that. Analyze yourself whether you need that with the kind of workouts what you're doing. I always tell people take professional guidance also in these matters because there could be some products, some supplements which may not suit you also. So be aware of that. Now coming to your point on wanting to run 100K, 24 hours, anything. Food definitely plays a very important role. And repeating what I said, your home cooked food, irrespective of whatever it is, those are the best. We need to have enough of carbs and protein in the food what we intake. And if you're able to balance that, you don't need to look out for anything.
Absolutely. That's I think that's a great piece of advice to all of us. So, what according to you should be the mantra who wants to get into running but are struggling with their schedule, maybe office or some personal things going on? So, what's your guidelines to people who want to begin or get into running?
One is before you get into that, you need to be very clear whether you want to take up running just for health and fitness reason, or you want to get into competitive running at a later stage. So that's something important. Of course, good old days back. Most of us we started running just for health and fitness reasons. Most of us never thought about we'll be running marathons or ultra marathons, right? But today the world has changed. Today people get into running. They're already very clear. I want to be competing in marathons or at least running marathon races. So if your motive is only to stay fit, then even a 3-day run of anywhere 5, 6, 7 kilometers per day is good enough. I mean, you don't need to run more than 6, 7 kilometers if your motive is only to, only for health and fitness if you want to start running. But someone who wants to get seriously to the next level of running, then anywhere around 4 to 5 days is more than enough in a week. And added to that, strength training. You obviously don't need to go to a gym to your strength training workouts. You can do it at home also. So that's something one needs to incorporate in the training schedule, because obviously after some months or after some years you'll be running half marathons, full marathons and all. And if you don't do enough of strength training, you'll not last. And that's where most of the injuries also start. So lower body workout, having a strong core workout, they are very important for runners. And depending on what you want to be, just because there are full marathons, there are ultra marathons, it's not necessary to do everything in life. One needs to decide. I have so many friends, very good runners. I would put them as some people who are even much far better runners than me. So they have all these years stuck to half marathons, because for them a full marathon has never been So it's good, like, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. One needs to decide and not get, like, I mean, carried over by what you see outside. Obviously, like, I mean, full marathons, ultra marathon, that's different level, different ball game, totally. Where only if you have that much of time with you, like, you can devote to the training. Only then you should go about for that. I mean, if you're hard pressed for time for whatever reason, like, whether it's personal or professional and all, then I mean, ultra marathons is not something, like, you should even look at.
Absolutely. I mean that's a very good insight, because I mean I remember when I started running 5 years ago, I was also of the view. I mean, I have to go for marathon, but then suddenly I realized, no, I must try and stick myself either to say half marathons or 10K, and not go immediately, because I may need to see, because whether my body is ready to run a full marathon or not. It's not about feeling pride, but it's more about feeling what your body requires. So I mean that's really good.
And the best is, like, I mean, don't get carried over by what you see on social media and all. I mean, most of it is, like, we know it's not reality, so let's not get carried over.
Absolutely, absolutely. What would you suggest to everyone who are struggling with consistency? I mean, we talked about consistency. So, what are your suggestions who are unable to people who are unable to find time for fitness? And I mean, it's been a common excuse that we come across in every homes, that I don't have time, I am busy with something else. But how do you think, or what are your suggestions or say guidelines that people may start with? Okay, try and do these three things initially to get into a fit lifestyle.
As I said, like, I mean, 45 minutes time is something it's very much possible for anybody to take out from their busy schedule. But I mean, let's assume, like, I mean, you have to start your work very early in the day. You have to leave home for office very early in the day, and not somebody, like, who can even remove that 45 minutes in the morning. So for such people, I do say, like, I mean, evening workout is also good enough. I mean, I'm sure, like, if you can't do it in the morning, at least in the evening you can make up for that. You think, like, if you don't have an access to a gym closer to your house, indoor thing. I mean, right now, last 2 years, like, I mean, after I started the indoor workouts, I mean, I've continued with that. In fact, I have a gym in my own building. So it's not something, like, I mean, it's just 50 meters from my house. Like, I just have to walk 50 meters to go to the gym. But in spite of that, now I'm very much happy doing it in my house. I do go to I mean, last 2 3 weeks, like, I just started going back to the gym, but it's again just for the treadmill running, not for workouts and all. So I don't know. I mean, I still fail to understand when they say, like, I mean, they don't have time. 45 minutes in a day is something, like, I mean, it should be very easily by one can. And I'm not suggesting, like, it should be at the cost of your sleep. Yeah, I mean, unless and until, like, you're somebody who sleeps, like, 8 9 hours a day, then you can reduce that sleeping time. But otherwise, we have enough time, like, maybe reduce your time on the social media, reduce your TV watching time on Netflix or Hotstar and all. So you can definitely. I mean, 3 to 4 days. I'm not talking about, like, 5 6 days. 5 6 days is only when you want to go with the next level in fitness and running and all. But otherwise, like, 3 days a week is good.
So would you also say that it would be good to say, if someone is not getting, say, 45 minutes at a stretch, so they can say maybe do it, say, 15 minutes in the morning and then another 15 minutes in the evening. Even that would work, or is it has to be?
It will definitely work, but the only difference is, like, I mean, if you're serious about running, I mean, just giving an example, whether it's cycling or running, if you're serious about that, then that may not be. But if it's only for health and fitness reasons, like, even if we can break it into 15 20 minutes, like, twice or thrice a day, that's still good enough. I mean, I also go to the extent of telling people like, if you feel like, you can only give 20 minutes on a particular day, that's still better than not doing anything.
Absolutely. So I'm sure many runners like me would be interested to learn from you about how to prepare for marathons. And then I'm talking more from, say, half marathons and full marathons. How did you start training for marathons in your initial years? You mentioned you started it in 2003. So how did you start training for marathons in initial year? Did you follow any training, or now I understand? I mean, it must be coming to you naturally out of running so many races. So how did you get into this, and then what was your training plan initially, and something that all of us can follow and look forward to?
Like many, even I struggled. I mean, I am honest enough to accept that, even my first 2 years, I mean, my first half marathon in my those days, we didn't have that gradual progression from a half to a full marathon. So we had to start with half and then immediately go into the full part of it. But today it's very easy since we have so many 5K, 10K races, and also people can take it gradually. I always advise people do a couple of 10K runs races before starting going into a half marathon. Similarly, do couple of half marathons before you get into the full marathon. I mean, should not be you're done just one 10K race and you want to do a next is a half marathon, and then you do one half marathon and next take it as. These races are very different. I mean, a full marathon is not just a half marathon multiplied by two. I mean, if you ask me, the effort level could be almost 4 times of a half marathon. That's exactly what you need to do in the full marathon. I advise people that they should actually at least 3 months in advance they should plan out what are the races they want to do. It should not happen a race is announced next week, and you want to do, or you just decide 1 week before you want to do a half or a full marathon. No, it's not that easy. I mean, exceptions of course there. I mean, there are some people who can just go and run a half or a full. But as I said, those are all exceptions. I mean, we should not fall into that. So plan out well in advance. I mean, 3 months is what I generally tell. Make your schedule. If you don't have a coach, it's fine. It's not necessary to have a coach, but you can make your own weekly schedule in terms of what are the runs you want to do. I mean, today, everything is available on the net, and they are good ones. I mean, I can vouch for that. I mean, some of the coaches, some of their plans, which is available online, they are really good, and they are big names actually. Some of these coaches also, so people can just download one of it and follow a schedule. But again, coming back to that same old word, what we spoke earlier, consistency. I mean, one need to be consistent enough. Exceptions are fine, once or twice, in a month, you have not been able to follow that schedule. That's perfectly fine. We all are human beings. It's not something we'll be able to stick 100% to a plan. But try to stick as much as possible. Even if you're able to execute 80% of that schedule, it's very good, is what I say. But planning about it, keeping a log sheet. I mean, that's something else I talk about. It's always good to maintain a log sheet, whether you do it on an Excel format or whatever is convenient for you. But maintain that. It does help one to do proper planning, scheduling. Also going back later, I mean, in terms of what I had done good or what I had done wrong in my earlier planning. So it does help.
So any key takeaways for all of us today before we wrap up this session?
Yeah, I specific to fitness, running and all, I mean, some of the things which I firmly believe and I advise everyone is I mean, don't get too over obsessed with whatever you're doing. I mean, because that's something can kill you later. Actually, take fitness, take health, take running or cycling or any other activity, whatever you're doing. I mean, that's one of the priorities in life. What you have. That I mean, don't be so obsessed that everything else revolves around it. Because that obviously affect your personal life, your family life, your profession and all. So just take it as one of the priorities in life. Try to be as consistent as possible. Like, I mean, yeah, there are off days for all of us. Like, so if those are exceptions, I mean, that's fine. Like, but 3 to 4 days a week, if somebody can devote for these activities, I mean, nothing like it. Most important part is one needs to be like as much as possible like injury free. That usually comes with, I mean, I just use the word common sense. Like, I mean, we are not professionals. I mean, people like us, like, I mean, cannot even aim to go and represent India, maybe like, at a world level and all. So it's the case, like, I mean, so know your limitations, know your capabilities and all. So for us, as I keep saying, like, I mean, this is one of the priorities. We are not those professional athletes, like, whose bread and butter is like, with running or in fitness or anything. So try to be more, try to use more of those common sense, like, when it comes to it. I mean, even a small niggle, small pain here and there, like, don't try to run with injuries. I mean, it's better to rest off a few days and then get back. And all of us, like, go through fatigue and all, depending on the intensity of workouts we do. So that's again something like, watch out. I mean, it's very common for the body and the muscles to get fatigue and all. Do some easy workouts, easy runs and all, and not do like, back to back high intensity workouts and all. If somebody all these things in mind, I'm sure, like, I mean, if someone like me, like, even after completing 19 years, and as I said, 20th year into fitness and running and all, I'm still as passionate as what I was like, 15 years back, 20 years back. So that's the only recipe. Otherwise, there's nothing like, I mean, any secret about it.
Thank you, Sunil, for such an insightful session today. And thanks so much for joining today. Definitely would love to speak to you again in future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Alok, and wishing you the best.
That's a wrap. Thank you for listening to Fitness Pro Chat by Fiterobic. We hope you had key takeaways from today's episode and learned something new. Don't forget to download and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. And leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. In the meantime, reach out to us on Instagram at Fiterobic or through our website, fiterobic.com. And remember, failures will only make you strong and better learned. Take care, stay healthy, and live a fulfilling life with Fiterobic.